What is up, wonderful world of YouTube? My name's Chris. This is Motivated Living, back to bring you a fragrance review. Unfortunately, my assistant, my daughter Kylie, she zonked out early, so she won't be joining us today. She's going to be pretty disappointed. But we missed last week as well. Don't want to make excuses, but instead I want to try to make it up to you. I'm going to bring a double feature today. As you see, I've got the Acqua Di Gio Profumo, and then I have Acqua Di Gio Absolu. So I'm going to try to bring you a double feature. So hang tight, watch to the end. I'll give you a special glimpse of what's coming up next. And I'm going to give you my honest opinion and feedback on these fragrances. So thanks for tuning in. I invite you to subscribe, like, share it, hit your notification bell. Come on back and join me for real talk, real reviews. This is Motivated Living. So first off, I'll start with the Profumo, since it came out a little earlier than, it's a little older than the Absolu, which is odd because I'm just kind of coming to know about it not too long back. But Acqua Di Gio Profumo is an eau de parfum. Usually this one, my little one, brings you the bottle a little bit closer so you can see that it's got the black frosted glass. I like the bottom, kind of reminds me of dog tags almost, but got the Acqua Di Gio. This one came out in 2015. Of course, the perfumer behind this, Alberto Morillas. Anyone familiar with the Acqua Di Gio line, this is part of it. Personally, I honestly, I'm not thinking it smells like the original. I mean, and you can get a hint of the DNA. The cool thing about the cap here, we just went over it, which I see in a lot more and more, like the Sillage, my Chanel. There's some other ones, but it has the magnet, boom. And they say if you were to come across one that's not authentic, that the magnet will be real cheap. It'll rattle. But yeah, it pops into place, spins right off. I've got the box for this one, or as I've come to hear people describe it, the demonstration. I don't know how well you can see it from back here. I still use my smartphone to record for you. I like it. It was hyped up, like other reviewers like Jeremy Fragrance and some other ones, to name a bell. Ring a bell, I should say. I like the boom, you see that? How the atomizer it was a big old burst. I'll start off, I'll give you and usually this is the point where it'll slide in, and I get this off base notes usually, is where I can find it, where I can get the picture for you guys. But I'll talk about the top notes. It has bergamot and aquatic notes. Man, I like that. And typically the ones I bring to you guys, I do like. There's been one that I was like, you'd probably be better off buying this one. But the heart notes are geranium, clary, sage, and rosemary. Base note has patchouli, incense, and a hint of cedar. I like it. I do. Originally I went and bought something else. I purchased my version, which you can't see it from here, but it's 2.5 fluid ounce, or the 75 milliliter from Macy's. I had went to another store and I had sprayed it on, and I didn't much care for it at first, in comparison to what I ended up bringing home that day. But then I'm in my truck driving home, and I kept smelling it like, man, I should have bought that one. And then I bought that one, and I like it. My wife doesn't much care for it, not at first, but then, as it starts on the dry down scent, she likes it, because at first she'll be like, ooh, what are you wearing? And then half hour later, she said, you put something different on? I said, no, it's the same thing, that Profumo, baby. She's like, man, I like that now. So this is a compliment getter. I do get compliments. I've had people ask, like, what are you wearing? And a couple people I work with, like, I'm buying that for my husband. And so it's not one of my most complimented fragrances, but it is in my opinion, unique, and it has a good smell. It's refreshing, but at first it can be cloying if you overspray it. So you don't want to put a ton of this stuff on yourself. Now this one is a beefier version of the original. It's a little more pumped up. And I noticed when I was looking at like all the different notes from the other versions that they have a lot of the same additives, for lack of better words. Um, Now this one does stand out more than the original. It's beefier. It lasts longer, in my opinion. And this one is an eau de parfum. Oh, no, I am wrong. Oops. Take this back. This one is a parfum. I thought it was an eau de parfum, but it says parfum. So that makes it last longer. It does have like a spicy twist to it. Kind of like an aquatic oriental hybrid, for lack of better words. Again, it doesn't feel anything like the original Acqua Di Gio that we're used to. Um, I guess you could say it's a safe buy, a safe blind buy, but I would almost recommend finding a way to put it on your skin, see how you like it first. I haven't met anybody who dislikes it yet, but again, when it comes to the whole Acqua Di Gio line, I wouldn't say this would be my top pick. But I would say it's a must-have for any fragrance enthusiast or collector. And I think it's a good-looking bottle. They did well, with the presentation of it. Yeah, I said the demonstration. People call it the presentation. They did well with how they put it all together, and I'm not disappointed in buying it and owning it. And a lot of times I buy fragrances. I don't know if you've watched any of my other reviews, but I'll buy them, wear them, and then I sell them. Like I get rid of them. And I have a pretty good collection, but in order to stay in that collection, they have to speak to me or do something for me. And I'm sure y'all who wear the fragrances understand that. And not all of them do. Is this one I reach for on a regular basis? To an extent, more so than I would like the Prada Luna Rosa, which is a good safe reach, reach and go fragrance. This one seems to do better in a chillier atmosphere, and that could be why I haven't fallen in love with it yet, so to speak, because it's summertime, it's hot. That's probably why I'm not reaching for it as more. But I have a feeling once it cools back off, I'm going to be grabbing this a little more often. I'd say I've smelt it 8 to 9 hours on my skin, and a lot of the ones I do end up bringing here, I smell they have longevity, and I look for that because who wants to spend all that money and then just have to keep applying it on? Now, if you get a $20-$30 bottle, then who cares? Spray yourself to death, right? But when I'm spending $100, I'd like to be able to put it on and not have to worry about it for hours, And this would be one of them. And typically, an eau de parfum or a parfum, you expect a better longevity. I wouldn't say it really sits close to the skin or anything like that. It tends to towards the end. It projects very well. The sillage is great. I've sprayed it at work, and somebody tell me, man, I smelled that way over there, and so I would definitely give it an A+ thumbs up on that. I don't really know what else to really put on it. My daughter ain't here. I'm kind of heartbroken. She passed out. She had a long day. Got to play at the park, and we had some running to do. And then last week we missed, and I won't make excuses to you guys. I apologize. That's why I'm bringing you a double feature. But we did some running around. We're out of town. It was kind of wild because we were able to save a abandoned animal, and that's a whole nother story. But you gotta do good to those. You gotta do good, period. And I think it's a good deed to help those or things that are really able to help themselves. But again, that's not what I'm here. I'm here for fragrances. But if you're familiar with motivated living, it's all about positive, better life, better living, better things. And that kind of ties in. Got to have the moral values, and I don't know. I'm all for helping something innocent. So yeah, there it is, Acqua Di Gio Profumo. I'm gonna try to move kind of quick on this one because I notice not everybody stays the whole time. And and your time's important, is valuable. I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you like this. And I always, always, always encourage you to drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think of it, if you're familiar with this one, or if you go through my other fragrance reviews. Don't be shy. Heck, man, it was a battle to get me on the camera, because I don't do this camera stuff. I do now, but I'm bringing this for you guys. So let me know what you think. Give me some feedback, and if the video doesn't speak to you enough to get you to like and all that other stuff, well, tell me why before you go. I can't get better and bring you better content if I'm not having better feedback. So look a brother up. Give me some feedback, Acqua Di Gio Profumo. Again, you're tuned in to Motivated Living. Thank you so much. And bring these back so you can see it. Like, share, subscribe. Come on back, see me. Kick your shoes off, stay a while, all that good stuff. Now, with that said, we're going to move to the Acqua Di Gio Absolu. I don't have the box or the presentation for this one anymore. I've had this one a while. This was one of the, I guess you say, first higher end ones that I got into, and I came across it through a guy who he was always, buying and trading stuff, and he got it from Ulta, he said. And I'm gonna personally say this one's a beast. I like this one over the Profumo, personally. That's me. I like the smell of it. I like the longevity, and I'd say on the Profumo, like an overall, I probably give it like an 8, 8.25. Overall, I'm probably more likely to give this guy like a 9 myself. Just me though. To me, this one smells, more closer to the original Acqua Di Gio that we're familiar with. For anyone who's familiar with it, I'll show you the bottle. This is the big boy. I'm not even sure. You can tell I reached for this one quite often. This one, it is a 4.2 ounce. And I don't remember what I got it for, but it was pretty much a steal. It was unopened and brand new. He needed some Christmas money. So, and here it's July. I've had this a while. But this one sits in the hallway. If I don't have anything on, I'm rushing out the door. I'll grab this and fire this bad boy up. Like, psst, psst. And here, I'm going to... That atomizer didn't. There we go. All right. That'll spray well. And this is another one. If you do buy it, I advise you not to overspray. Just like the other, it could be cloying. It could be offensive. You could be that guy like, dang, would you take a bath in that? You don't want to be that guy. There is such a thing as smelling too good. I like this one. It's another fragrance by Alberto Morillas. Guy knows what he's doing, And I like the wood cap. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it's real wood. It really feels like it and looks like it, though. But I like that cap. And I wish I would have kept the box. I don't know what happened to it. I might have given it to my daughter to play with, because she likes boxes and stuff. But I don't want to get off the track. This one came out in 2018. Which for some reason I was thinking that the Profumo was a new boy, like brand new, but kind of find out it was 2015. I'm just really getting into the fragrances, and I'm not an expert on them, I'll tell you that now. But I like to smell good. I know what I like. I hear what other people say when I wear the fragrances. This is one where I had one friend who was constantly trying to get, man, let me get that from. Nope, this one's not going up for sale. This is staying in my personal collection. He ended up going and paying full retail and getting it himself. Actually, no, he got a discount because he went to Amazon to get his. This one I know didn't come from Amazon, but I know he ended up buying his there. And either one, I'll put links down there to Amazon, but this one didn't come from Amazon. Well, neither one of them did, but my buddy ended up buying this one from it, and it smells just the same. I don't know about. But anywhere you go, just be cautious where you buy, and read reviews on people and blah, blah, blah. Make sure that everything's up and legit, because I don't want to see anybody get duped. One of my very first videos, actually it was my very first video, it was the Dolce & Gabbana, the one versus the fake, because I had went through Mercury, the selling app. The guy was like, and I already had the one, the legit guy. But his was such a good deal, and it was a big one. And he said, I can't guarantee the authenticity because it was a gift. Well, me already studying and knowing, as soon as I got it, I knew. And I told him, he offered to give me the money back. And I told him no. I said, you know, you didn't do anything wrong. You got to be honorable at the end of the day. And I said, you said you couldn't guarantee it. I took the risk. I rolled the dice. And so I did the video on it with the two. And it's got a lot of views. But it was my first video. The quality wasn't the best, which I understand why I didn't get a whole lot of likes. But you can feel free to go check it out. And you can see if you like the difference between how I am with the camera. And I'm not just holding the phone doing it. And, you know, I've got a backdrop for you guys. And okay, let me get back to this note. Sorry, I get off track. It's late. And for y'all who don't know, I do these late at night. I've got a hectic work/life schedule. But, you know, I have an end game in mind. End game, end goal. And so I'm working hard now, trying to make it where I don't have to work for the rest of my life super hard. You know, just have a plan. And said in life that we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. So you got to have a plan and goals. But them videos are also in there. They're not in my fragrance review folder, but they're in my growth. If you take a look through the channel and them playlists. Let me go to the, excuse me, the notes on these. I actually have this on a card. It says fruity notes, marine notes, and bergamot for your top notes. Your heart notes are geranium, lavender, and rosemary. And then it says your base notes are patchouli, woody notes, labdanum, and tonka bean. I was saying earlier, a lot of the notes are similar, you know, when you look at the Acqua Di Gio notes. And I always put the little triangle when I can access. Now I'll give this one well above average performance. You know, it's another one that's 8+ hours. I've had it last, you know, 9 hours. As far as like longevity wise though, my last video, the Prada Intense, man, so far that one's taken the cake. That and a Creed one I just picked up, which I'll be bringing you that one soon. Spoiler alert. But yeah, it lasts a really long time. And that's the thing, when I usually do purchase them, I look for like a parfum or eau de parfum. But it all depends what you like better. Put it on your skin, see if you like it. I did the Sillage EDP, and I ended up selling that one. Now I know everybody hypes up the Sillage, but it made my wife cough all the time, and it just seemed too much for me. But now when I looked at the Eau de Toilette version of it, I actually like that better, which I haven't done that review yet. I've done the Bleu de Chanel review. Originally, I sprayed the parfum, and then, you know, took my motorcycle. I was riding. It came under my helmet, and I had to buy it. But I went with the Eau de Parfum, and which I ended up liking. It didn't seem like for the extra money, just going with the parfum, it was worth the difference. And when I sprayed the Eau de Toilette to test it, my wife was like, ooh. So you never know when it comes to Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfums. You got to see what you like better, what's better on your skin, better on your nose. This is a compliment getter. It is. I get more compliments from the Absolu than I do the Profumo. It seems to draw more people in. And like I said, I had co-worker guys who there's more than one who wanted to buy this one, and I said absolutely not. One actually went and bought it online. And then you have females, when I've been out and about, they've said, man, that smells really good. I'm buying that for my husband, my boyfriend. So if you're a lady watching and you want to get your partner something that smells really good, I do recommend this one. And if you're a fella and you want to get something that's going to bring the lady's nose a little closer to you, I recommend this one. I'm not going to steer you wrong. You don't have to use my link. I could care less where you go to buy it. If you do use one of the links I provide in the bottom in the description, yeah, I'll make a little bit of change off of it. But in other videos, I've told you other places where I've got the stuff. You know, just as long as you know you're getting the good quality stuff, that's all ultimately that matters. You know, I'm not here to get rich. I mean, it's my goal, my dream. I want to get rich. Who doesn't? But with bringing you these videos, that ain't. You can tell I'm tired. This ain't that. So this is a youthful fragrance, but I'd say more classy than the original. It's a little more dressed up, but I sprayed on in a t-shirt and jeans, you know, and hit the town. Um, you know, I don't think it would be like a suit and tie fragrance, but you could make it one. I've wore this in the daytime. I've wore it in the nighttime. I've wore it in the summer. I've wore it in the winter. That's another one I think does a little better in the winter, but you won't stick your nose up to it in the summer. Now, if you're going to wear it in the hot months, then just don't do your full spray ritual. Maybe do 2 or 3 compared to 5. You know, and I don't know what people's spray routines are. Certain ones, I'll hit one on my wrists. I always like going to the sides here on my neck, and I'll usually do 1 or 2 to the front just to get it on the clothes, because some of them last a lot longer on your clothing too. And there's nothing like after a hard day working out or something, you pull your shirt off. And a lot of times I'll lift my shirt and put it under the hood too, you know, like just get it on my chest. And I definitely put one to the back of my neck. So as I'm walking, you know, I create that nice little scent trail, and that's where the sillage comes in, that projection of it. And this does all the above. This is a performer. And again, I recommend you try it. Spray it on somewhere if you can find it, or if you can find it at a fragrance wholesaler or something where you can get it cheaper. In my last video where I ended up getting the Prada L'Homme, the Intense, I brought up how I get a lot of my fragrances through Label fragrance, or Label perfumes out of Florida. I highly recommend them, and I don't get paid to say that, you know, but every time I buy fragrances, they ship them quickly. I get guaranteed genuine fragrances, never had a problem ever. They ship and they arrive quickly, and the price is really good. The only thing is, when you see something, don't just set it in your cart or your wish list and wait. Don't procrastinate, because they sell out pretty quick. And then you wait and wait and wait, hoping, and then one day you'll pop up and search, and oh wow, they got that back in stock. I'm grabbing it this time. I've done that a few times where I've thought they'd have it tomorrow. Like I waited too long to get the green Irish tweed from them, and I went back to get it, and it was sold out like that. So I've seen some other people in like just comment things, you know, and review stuff where they talk about it smells like Invictus, and I say, for lack of better words, hell no. This does not smell like Invictus at all. So I don't know where they're getting that from. If you're one of them, no offense, get your nose checked. It really doesn't. I don't know if they got a bad batch, or because I've had the Invictus and the Invictus Aqua, and I see zero resemblance whatsoever. And I even asked my better half the same thing. She's like, no, they smell nothing alike. So, all in all, I think I'd give this one an 8.5 to a 9, all in all. You know, I'd rate the Absolu higher than the Profumo. I like this one better, but I like them both, you know. But chances are I'm going to grab that one before I grab that one, just if I'm in a rush grabbing stuff. I like them both. I'm not getting rid of them. They're staying in my collection. It's kind of like a timeless scent, and I have to say, if they come out with another version, there's a very good chance I'm going to at least buy it. So, with all that said, I thank you guys for tuning in. It's Motivated Living. As I said earlier, subscribe for me. Like the video. You know, help a brother out. Leave me a comment. You know, the more I listen, or you give me feedback, you know, maybe you don't like something in the video or a way of doing things. Maybe you don't like me having a hat on. Maybe you want to see something different. Maybe you want to see a particular fragrance. Maybe you like the ones where my little one's with me. You know, guys, tell me something. Give me some feedback. That's not a lot to ask, man. It's like, for real. I'd do it for you. I would. That's one of the first things I do when I watch a video. I go look at the comments, and, you know, and I'm listening. And just like before I go and buy these, because these are investments, man. A bottle of juice is costing you $100 or better. You know, to me, that's a small investment. And it's like I told my wife before, because I've got them all over the place. And a lot of them do. They go right back out the door. And people know that, you know, I don't deal with BS. But I say it's money in the bank. It really is, because, you know, people don't want fragrance. I know a lot of people like to smell good, and it's therapeutic for me. But all in all, buy you some. Buy you some. Try it. Acqua Di Gio Profumo and Absolu. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you for taking the time. Y'all have a great day. Be blessed. Motivated living. Changes on the horizon.